And the country's doing very well. But as Republicans, you have to talk about it. Because if you don't talk about it, you know, I saw that they kept talking about affordability. Well, Biden was a disaster with affordability. He had the highest inflation rate in the history of our country. But you have to talk about it. It's no good if we do a great job and you don't talk about it. And I don't think they talk about it enough. You know, they have this new word called affordability. And
I love how transparent he is. There is no, you cannot give Trump a message subtly enough for him to not immediately walk over to the nearest media person with a camera in his face and say, just heard about this new word, this brand new word. Nobody's talking about this except me, little old me. They call it affordability. I really do love that about him, you know? He has been copying. Listen, somebody sat him down and said, things are really dire right now. Apparently, Americans like it when they can afford things.
They don't talk about it enough. The Democrats did, and the Democrats make it up because we took over a mess.
It's like a kid that learned a new word. Yeah, he's about at that level mentally. He truthed this just yesterday. Walmart just announced that prices for a Thanksgiving dinner is now down 25% since Joe Biden in 2024. This is incorrect, by the way. You can read the truth. You can read the context if you want. Affordability is a Republican stronghold. Hopefully Republicans will use this irrefutable fact. So in the course of the 48 hours after getting trounced in the elections, Trump said, it wasn't me. It wasn't me. It wasn't anything I did. It was because I wasn't on the ballot, when all available evidence, including messaging from the Republican Party itself, indicates that it was in fact because Trump was on the ballot. Like, you know, his policies were on the ballot. The Republican Party doesn't really offer anything in its candidates other than loyalty to Trump. He shifted hard on ending the shutdown quickly, though his first impulse to doing that was not, you know, negotiating with Democrats, but rather instead to once again pressure Senate Republicans into getting rid of the filibuster, which so far they have just not budged on. So completely just a dead end right there, but he insisted on it anyway. And he's been talking about affordability non-stop, man. He's done it in speeches. He's done it on the tweets. He's done it like to random media people. He just learned about this new word. He's copying Mamdani. I don't know how much of the speech he actually watched. I don't know if it's like directly copying Mamdani, like watching him, you know, or if somebody sat him down and was like, listen, okay, we're fucked unless you change something. Either way, huge for us. All it took, Mamdani is a fucking mayor-elect. It took a local politician.
At one point he says, turn the volume up.
So hear me, President Trump, when I say this. To get to any of us, you will have to get through all of us.
How do you respond to that? Does that affect anything you're going to do?
It's a very dangerous statement for him to make, actually. And, you know, you talk about danger. I think it's a very dangerous statement for him to make. He has to be a little bit respectful of Washington, because if he's not, he doesn't have a chance of succeeding. And I want to make him succeed. I want to make the city succeed. I don't want to make him succeed. I want to make the city succeed, and we'll see what happens.
Did you see reaching?
Very weak rhetoric. Weirdly weak rhetoric. No? No? Like, strangely weak. But before the election, he was crowing about how he was going to cut federal benefits to the city of New York if they elect Mamdani. Now it's, you should be nice to me. Literally, you should be nice to me.
Out to him?
I would say he should reach out to us, really. I think he should reach out. Right. I'm here. We'll see what happens, but I would think that it would be more appropriate for him to reach out to us.
Holy shit. I don't think I've ever seen him talk like this.
He should reach out to us.
To him?
Look at his face.
I would say he should reach out to us, really. I think he should reach out. Right. I'm here. We'll see what happens, but I would think that it would be more appropriate for him to reach out to us.
He's 80? Dog, I know what his face looks like. I'm aware of his age. He's being insanely conciliatory here. Insanely.
Zoran Mamdani, you said that, you called him a communist. You said that if he won, you would take drastic action against New York City. What kind of actions are you looking at, and will the ICE deportations continue?
Well, I think you have to look. If he is a communist, there's not going to be a lot of activity. So you wouldn't need bridges and tunnels and all the different things that were being planned for New York, I think. And look, I hope New York does well. That's all I can say. I love New York. I grew up in New York. I did well in New York, always did well. And I hope New York does well. That's all.
Jesus. See, he respects him. He's probably hurt a little bit. He does have a personal attachment to New York City, for sure. I mean, hometown or whatever. He's scared. Honestly, I think that he's acting this way because he's so unused to having another main character. Genuinely, I think that's the main reason. I think that's the main line right there. He understands that Mamdani represents a threat in the attention economy that up until now has not existed at any point from any person in the Democratic Party. Since 2016, there has been nobody on the left who has met that challenge. And now there is. I mean, geez, I know, like, everyone in the country is talking about him. His posts on Twitter are getting in the hundreds of thousands of likes. I know it's Twitter, Hitlerite app, whatever, but like that's kind of, hostile territory, but it doesn't matter. Everyone loves him. What do you think his nickname for him will be? I mean, there's no nickname yet. Don't you think that's telling? I think he just doesn't want to look like the aggressor when he does what he has planned to target NYC. You know what? I think you're completely wrong. I think he's actually scared. Like all authoritarian-minded people, Donald Trump is, of course, a massive fucking pussy, which is why he's a bitch anytime he gets criticized. I think he's actually scared. I think that he's so used to dominating the attention economy that the idea of having to share the media space with somebody that confident and that charismatic, I don't think so. He doesn't know how to handle him. Trump privately described Mamdani as a, quote, talented politician and, quote, slick, good talker. Game recognized game, I suppose. I don't think he's going to do anything to New York City. I don't think he can. I think that the reason he's been able to get away with doing what he's done up till this point is because, in Portland, Chicago, and DC, you have, and in LA, you either you have like varying levels of complicity with the people there, or at the very least, they're weak enough that Trump can bowl over them in messaging. Can you imagine how effectively Mamdani could work with that kind of material? Seriously, just think about it. Imagine what Mamdani could do with that. Imagine the day-by-day ads. Imagine Mamdani going out there on the street to interview National Guardsmen to ask them if they think they're doing the right thing, or to confront members of ICE in courthouses and dare them to arrest him. Of course, if he did get arrested, he would be, there would be an army outside the courthouse an hour later. I think that on some level, Trump is aware of the fact that he gets away with what he does in large part by bluffing. The tariffs are illegal, but if he says it confidently enough, people let him do it, at least up until now. There are so many examples of Trump getting away with shit just because no one was willing to call him on it. Mamdani would. I can't believe he's already bending the knee. So all it took is one guy with a spine. Haven't I said that? Haven't I said that? Haven't I said like the pushback will come when you get like strong-willed people who are capable of running the like attention game and playing into the main character syndrome? You literally just need a counter narrative. The fact that there has not been one from the Democrats for effectively a decade now is a level of criminal mismanagement of the will of the American people that should be met with lifelong jail sentences for all of them. Like it is an unimaginable crime that has led to the death and suffering and deportation of so many people. Everyone even remotely culpable in the Democratic Party for the decision making, the patterns, the mistakes, all of it. All of them should be held accountable. It's absolutely, it's borderline seditious, 100%. I'm turning into that guy. I'm pointing at Mamdani. I'm unironically saying, look what they've taken from you. Look what they've tried to deny you. You're like you're a Monsanto guy. You eat tomatoes that taste like ash, and all of them are 5 pounds, you know? You live in a pod, okay? Every breath you take is by weight like 80% leaded gasoline fumes, all right? And I'm showing you right over the hill, okay? There's a beautiful valley with your name on it, all right? And Mamdani's there. Look what they've taken. This is how we're supposed to live, man. There used to be Mamdanis growing on trees for free in the streets. You could just walk down Broadway and jump up and pluck a Mamdani, and he would say, "I'm here to serve you." In your hand, I don't know. It's getting weird. The point is, we need Mamdanis in the streets.